welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're gonna do slightly different things. So I have something new which I want to review for you guys, and that's my Benefit Cheekleader palette. I know I just got it myself, so I'm a little late in the game, but still we're gonna do it. So the one I got from my is the bronze squad. It's just because I went for the palette which is gonna suit my skin, and the stuff which I don't have already in my collection, and I want to try it. So that's what I picked up. When I was picking up this from Shoppers, I spoke to the beauty advisor there, and she did say to me the pink one is very light, so it might be more good for pale skin. But as soon as I have my hands on the pink one too, or whenever I buy it, I will give you the review on that too. But today we're going to do this one. So it's a Cheekleader Bronze Squad. Here we go. Quite super excited about this, and I'm going to do my full face just with this palette, including my eyes, face, highlight, everything. And also there's one more thing. So in my last Sephora order I got this sample pack which is for Benefit foundation. So there is 3 different colors over here, and I don't know if they're gonna be enough for me to do my full face. And by looking at the outside of the thing, they look really okay. This might be my shade. They look really light, but I just opened up the shade 3. I don't know, light to medium coverage it says, but this is the shade 3, so I might be able to work with it. I'm just going to try opening other 2 as well and see, because I don't know if it's enough product for me to do my full face, because the coverage itself, it says on the pack, is light to medium. So just gonna open all 3 and see the shades. Okay, so the first one is pretty light, second one is kind of like medium, and then third one is much more darker than the first 2. But we can mix and match and see if I can work with this and see if I can use this as my foundation today. I can mix and match all the shades, I guess, and it might work. But my only concern is because the coverage is showing as light to medium. So, and I'm going with my Farsali primer for today's look, because whenever I'm trying a new, this is probably the first time the product actually came out of the applicator, because the applicator is dodgy on this primer. It never comes out properly for me, so I'm just like always really frustrated using this, because I always have to kind of like tilt the whole bottle. But there's a long story short. So, oh yeah, whenever I'm using a new what was I saying, the foundation, I always like to go with the primer which is my trustworthy kind of primer, and I know the primer is not going to be the issue. So I never use, I don't try all new products at the same time, just in case. And I need to go out today as well, so that's why I'm just not risking it with the new primer. I'm just gonna go with it. So I've just done my primer, and as I was saying to you guys, we're gonna do this foundation today, but I'm gonna try to see if I can work with these 3 shades, or if this is enough product here for me to cover my face. Alright, so I have my beauty blender already damp, and I'm going to pick up the shade 2. Okay, this might be a little too light for my skin, but we're gonna work with this and see how it goes, because I have few different shades. So what I can do is I can build up the coverage, but I have a very strong feeling there's not enough product even in the sample, and I might have to go with my Wonder Beauty foundation too, because I don't think so this will cover my whole face. First thought about the foundation, it seems a little dry on my skin. I'm feeling a little kind of like on a drier side, and I feel like it is kind of settling in my fine lines. So this is just my personal thought. Maybe I need to do some oil, mix some oil when I'm blending this, or I don't have enough product For the first layer, I will say it's pretty good. It's definitely light to medium coverage because I can see all my blood veins, and of course this is not my shade at all. None of these shades are mine, so it's just like, that's why I can see all my blood veins and the blue and greenness on my face still. So I definitely will have to go with my Wonder Beauty foundation because this is a little bit too light for me. For me personally, I can never just guess, like if I'm using one shade in like Wonder Beauty range, that shade might not be the same shade in the other brand, or not even close. This always happens to me, so that's why I always have to go to the store to just test out the actual shade before I buy it. So I'm going to, oh yeah, this is giving me more life. Yeah, cool. This definitely giving me more life. I feel like I'm waking up. And I'm actually not a very huge fan of matte foundations. I do like them, but I always mix some oil when I'm blending those because I have a very dry skin, and the matte foundations tend to make my skin even look more dry and on a cakey side sometimes. So that's why I don't like using the matte foundations that much. Okay guys, so I've just finished my concealer and my basically all my baking and everything. So I'm just going to open this for you guys now. Okay guys, so the first thing we are going to do is I'm just going to bronze up my face because I'm looking super pale. And ooh, what's that feeling when you take off the plastic sleeve? Okay, this is what I have. So I have the HOOLA Caramel, HOOLA Original, Coralista blush, and then Cookie and Gold Rush, kind of like a highlighters, I believe. So I'm gonna start with caramel today because I haven't never tried it before. So I'm just gonna bronze up my face a little bit. It looks a little bit on a orangey side, but we're gonna give it a go. So just gonna use my which brush is this? So this is from Moda. This was part of my BoxyCharm box. Okay, so I think for summer caramel would be very appropriate because it's on a bit of a more of a orangey side, so more of like a sun-kissed look side. So it might work out really well. So just gonna blend. Okay, just gonna blend this. I have to say guys, my new favorite setting powder is from Fenty Beauty, and the shade I apply is Butter. It is so good, so good. Every single, whether it's a new product or a old product, whenever I apply on top of this powder, everything blends so smoothly without any issues whatsoever. So I'm a huge fan of this setting powder. So, and this, oh my god, I'm loving this caramel shade. It's really giving me those sun-kissed vibes. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Absolutely love it. It's blending out so smoothly and so nicely. It's literally unbelievable. So nice. And everything is looking super sun-kissed. Okay. It's a little bit sparkly, then Coralista is more of a matte side, and then Cookie is just the highlighter, I guess. So I'm just swatching it on my head just to see which I want to use. I think I'm gonna go and use a mixture, but first I'm gonna apply some of a Coralista. I'm gonna take that on more of my like higher part of my face. Ooh, super good. I'm loving this palette. I like getting the palettes from any brands, especially if I know there is a couple of things I want to try and that particular palette includes everything. That's what I like about Benefit. Whenever they do their palettes, there's always something which you don't have it and you end up like having a refill for the something which you are finishing, like my original HOOLA. And there's few things which I didn't have in my collection, and I'm so glad I got it in this palette. And I think it could be a very, very good option for you to take on if you're traveling for a trip or something, because everything you need for your full face including your eyes is in this palette. So this could be my new travel palette kind of thing. Now I'm just picking up Gold Rush and I'm just going to lightly dust it just on the apple of my cheeks. I don't want this all over, just on the apples of my cheeks. And I'm just gonna mix this off. Just fix my, where's my beauty blender? Just gonna fix this part a little bit. I feel like there was something there which was not right. Okay. Oh my god, seriously, I am so in love with this combo, that Carlista and Gold Rush. Oh my god, look at this, guys. This is already making me love beauty setting spray. I'm loving this setting spray, by the way, guys. It's super duper good. Again, my biggest issue with this setting spray right now is the fragrance. But as I said to you before as well, that's my personal thing. It's nothing to do with the product. Product itself is extremely good, and it does like literally your makeup doesn't go anywhere. I wore this other day and my makeup was like exactly like the same way it was when I applied it. So I was super impressed with this setting spray. Okay, and now I'm just taking Cookie and I'm just going to apply this just on the high point of my face again. Because Gold Rush already has a bit of a like sparkle, like a I won't say glitter, but it has a bit of a highlight sheen. So I don't want to take my highlighter too low. Just want to keep it quite high up, so it does look kind of like there is a gradient kind of thing going on. So not everything looks blended well and nice. And the kind of look I'm going today, I think this highlighter is perfect. Because I want to look awake, I want to look snatched, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing too much makeup. So here we go. So that's my highlight, and I'm just going to take a smaller like eyeshadow blending brush, taking Morphe M433, and I'm just going to pick up the original HOOLA, and I'm just going to blend my contour my nose with this. I didn't want you to use the HOOLA Caramel because, as I said, it's more on the orangey side. It's more kind of like a sun-kissed glow, and I just didn't want my nose to look like I have two orange stripes. I instead wanted it more to look like contoured. So that's why I'm using the HOOLA Original, because that is actually my shade. Makes my face look super good. And here we go. So our nose is pretty much contoured. I'm just gonna put it a little bit here to make like a button nose. I already have a button nose, but I just need to segregate a little bit more. And I'm just gonna with my fingers. Don't be afraid using your fingers. There is no rule for makeup like you cannot use your fingers. Go ahead. That's the best tool you can find anyway. And I'm just going to take the original HOOLA on my Cupid bow too. I like doing that because it I like making my part looks even bigger to highlight my cupid bow. If I can open it, oh come on. It's a liquid lipstick and it's pretty nice shade. I quite like it, and just gonna go straight to the shade. So yeah, everything is working so well with each other. I am so happy. And as I said, I just carved my brow with my Hard Candy Glamflouge Heavy Duty Concealer, one of the best ones, best ones. Okay, now I'm just gonna go with original HOOLA, and I'm just going to start applying this in my transition, and I'm gonna take this a little bit out of my eye, kind of like create like a cat eye. And I do want this transition shade to show from my inner corner to my outer, hence the reason I'm just going a little heavy hand with this one, because I really want it to be show, like I want it to be pop. Okay. And oh, nice. Right. Okay, now I'm just gonna take another brush, kind of like more of a tapered brush, and I'm just picking up shade Caramel, like HOOLA Caramel, and I'm just gonna apply that a little bit on the outer part of my eye. Just gonna take a flat brush. Again, I'm just going to spray this with my, what is it? With my setting spray, and I'm going to take shade Gold Rush, and I'm gonna apply this on my lid. This palette is super good, guys, like seriously super duper good. You don't need to take a lot of stuff with you if you're traveling. Seriously man, just one of these. I am so dying to grab a pink one now too, even though the beauty advisor said to me it might be too pale for me, but I do tend to use some shades which are very pale for my skin, but it does show on my skin and it looks super duper good. So I'm actually very curious. So I'm just going to take the caramel again and just going to add this in the outer part of my outer part of my eye. And there we go. I'm just going to take the Gold Rush again and just kind of like go over everything to make sure I still have this and it's still showing. And with more of a, wait, this might get some brush. And on a more of a smaller brush, I'm just going to take the shade Cookie, and I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight. Make sure everything is looking nice and smooth. And I'm just going to pick up the caramel on more of a tapered brush and take it on my lower lash line at the same time. And okay guys, and for my mascara, I'm going to go with my current favorite. As you all know, I've been posting that in my all of my posts lately, and this is from a brand called Pretty Vulgar. Absolutely love this mascara, so good. and I'm just going to add a little bit of my Benefit Gimme Brow. This is in shade number 5. I started to do that quite a lot now, because sometimes what happens is, because I like to do my brows first, and by the time I finish with my whole makeup, I feel like some of the products goes in my brows and this look very, very dull. Like, you cannot tell I have brow products. So I like to go with this one because it kind of give me the setting, brow setting gel feel, and it just adds a bit more color, so everything looks more snatched and perfect. I'm gonna go with my Huda, even though it's so fragrancy, but I'm loving the fact it makes my makeup last all day long. So I'm just gonna go with that. And I'm just gonna let it dry. Okay everybody, so this is the final look. As you can see, I've just done my hair, added some pin, and I have, oh, I cannot tell you guys how much I'm loving this whole look, because it's looking so natural, so snatched. I'm absolutely in love with this palette, because this is going to be my new go-to travel palette, because everything I did on my makeup today, eyes, face, everything is from this gorgeous palette. Absolutely in love with this thing. New favorite. And the foundation for the Benefit, I have to say, so far it's looking super duper good. I don't know how it's going to hold for rest of the day. I'm going to leave my makeup on for however long, I don't know right now, but so far my face is looking so airbrushed. Like, oh my god, it's looking flawless, literally flawless. I'm absolutely loving this. Absolutely loving this. Hope you guys like this quick. I don't know at this point if I'm going to upload this on YouTube or not, but it's definitely going to be on my IGTV. So hope you guys like this new IGTV tutorial. And new favorite. I'm going to show you guys the full swatches properly on the stories too. So keep an eye on my stories. See ya, I love you. Okay.